All right, so what's new with the Morris Minor? Well, we spray painted the cover for the master cylinder. Of course, I cleaned it first with a Dremel tool. So I cleaned off most of the rust, about 90% of it, as much as I could with a Dremel tool. And I spray painted it with Rust-Oleum. Not the best job, but it's underneath carpeting. I really just wanted to make sure that it survived another 50 some odd years. So anyways, the fuel tank was drained. This thing needs a wash desperately, by the way. Obviously, I've been messing around with the carpet because, believe it or not, that's where the master cylinder is, right? So I tapped and dyed the bolt holes and the bolts themselves, right? So it's ready to rock and roll. What else did I want to touch on? All the fuel hoses, including underneath the car, were replaced. Clean the carbs, but maybe not well enough. Threw some more Marvel Mystery Oil down the cylinders. Tested the leads, and guess what? There's spark on every lead, so I should be good to go ignition-wise. I did clean the contacts, by the way, one of the first things I did. Brand new battery. The car is positive earth. Ask me how I know. The fuel pump would only work when I wired it this way. So as you can see, negative going towards all these. This was the giveaway, by the way. I'm not sure if this is for the fuel pump or a gauge or what. When I saw the black wire coming out of something that should be normal, you know, I would think it would be some kind of red wire if someone was installing something aftermarket. So I was like, you know what? Maybe that's the hint. And guess what it was? I have a fuel pressure regulator because it's an Echo Japanese fuel pump underneath the car. No longer the original mechanical. It's set to, what is that, 1.5, I guess? I don't even know if it works, but okay. Well, why am I making this video? Well, the carbs are leaking, and I'm actually going to show you from where. It's leaking from around this area. I tightened the hoses, didn't do much. So I'm guessing that the floats are an issue or the needles are an issue. I don't really know. So what I did was I took the tops off, I guess that's what you want to call them. Tops of the fuel bowls off, and I bent the float a little downward, just a little bit, in hopes that it'll shut off the fuel a little earlier. Don't know if that's really gonna help, but we're gonna find out together right now. I also made sure that the needles are actually moving, right? So let's see what happens. I did flush the radiator too. It's pretty nasty in there. There is a leak, seam leak. After flushing it, I can tell. Really not concerned with it just yet. Let's get this thing running first, right? What else did I want to touch upon? There's some other little things that I did. Like even fixing that terminal took me quite some time. Somebody really messed with it. Forget about just being rusty. Somebody left one of the leads on and not the other, and it was a nightmare in terms of rust. This is the only upsetting area on the car, if I'm being honest. So we're looking good otherwise, though, I must say. All right, so let's see what happens together. Rick, if you're watching this, wish me luck. Thanks for spending all the time with me on the phone. Thanks for finding me this car. All right, so what we're doing now is we're just turning it to the right. There's gonna be a whole bunch of fuel coming out of the carbs, I'm sure. I wanted to show you guys this, by the way. Not too shabby, right? Cool. Anyways, we got the ignition light on. The fuel gauge seems to be working. It should be pretty much full. It's showing almost full. Guys, take a listen. Not bad, right? The horn button I really want to replace. I don't know what happened here, honestly. It's not really installed. It's pretty beat up. All right, let's go take a look. We're probably wasting fuel as I speak. Wait a second, are we looking dry? Did Rick give me good advice or what? Okay, so I have two theories now. Two theories. One, me bending the float a little down helped. Theory two is when I installed these tops, I did not install them completely flush, and the float was touching up against one of the walls, just barely. Those are my two theories. Fuel pump is definitely slowing down. Man, I'm tempted to start this thing. I still don't have oil in the dash pots, although I could just use anything just for now. All right, that'll be in part number 2. I may or may not have solved the carburetor issue, the leak. I think we're looking dry, my friends. As far as I can tell, I see nothing on this one. And then you guys are gonna get a better look than me, honestly. It's looking dry on this one too, I have to say. And the fuel pump stopped. I think that's the rhythm it should be. I think that's the healthy noise right there. I'll let you guys listen. And we're also gonna check for leaks underneath the car, given that I replaced all the lines. Thanks for tuning in, guys.